Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge. Well, today I've got an apology to make. First off, I was showing my hatchet on Saturday's video, and I had a senior moment. When you get to be my age, that happens occasionally. I glanced at that grain and thought it was correct. I was wrong. The grain of an axe handle should go in the same direction as the edge of the axe, vertical. That's why, like this, those grains would be together like this. If they're like this, they want to delaminate. Upon repeated hitting, they can split between, called checking, and eventually open up. And this short handle hatchet has exactly wrong. Somebody pointed that out. Thank you for keeping me honest. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. Other than it was early, late in the day, the hair is gray, no coffee. I just simply made a mistake, guys, and I'm sorry. The grain should run, when you're holding an axe like this, up and down, this way, not this way. So this is dead wrong. Am I concerned about it? No. This is such a short handle hatchet, and that thickness right there where it would want to split is so thick, that's going to handle just fine for what I wanted to do. It'll be just fine for doing the little camp tasks that I want to perform with such a hand axe. So I'm not worried about that. That should be just fine. Second thing to bring up today. Okay. I had somebody asking several days ago on a chat thing that I was part of on whether or not I was compiling something for a book. And people have asked me if I'm doing a book for the last couple of years. And I've said once before, yes, I'm working on a book. And so, yes, I am. Why am I working on a book? Well, my whole purpose of doing the videos on YouTube was the idea of sharing my woods experience, sharing my knowledge. And as I've explained to some people, that's what Shaman's Forge means. It's an old family story about how a shaman was forged in the fires of life. It was sharing your life experience. So Shaman's Forge is sort of my way of saying, here's my experience in the woods. Here's my learn that I would like to hand off to you. And I've been very happy. I've been very happy that so many people have responded and liked my channel and have learned from me. And I've got stories from all over the world of people who have found value in something that I've taught or showed and utilized it in their woodscraft or etc. And so, talking with several people, I have decided to expand out into other mediums. Not because I'm trying to get me bigger. That's not my point. What I'm trying to do is to share my information with as big enough audience as possible. But since YouTube, like any other electronic medium, could go and be gone, and my 10 plus years of work and 580 something videos this time could just disappear. And so because of that, I've started spreading out into other areas. Some of you already know that I'm working with Old World Alliance doing video and content over there. And in fact, that's what this is coming from. Now what this is, and I know you can't see it from there, this is my notes of where I'm compiling chapters and topics and headings to put into a book. I'm going to be covering this in part here on YouTube. I'm going to be covering it, probably 90% of it, on Old World Alliance as a series of lectures that I'm calling the Master Woodsman. Not because I consider myself to be a Master Woodsman, but I hope that this is a guidepost for you, something that guides you. Now, for just a second, let's talk about this. What is a woodsman? Well, a woodsman is an individual who has learned skills and abilities to make himself comfortable and thrive in the woodland environment. Where he's at, or she, excuse me, is at, where the person is at. Now, someone from lower Florida will have a skill set slightly different than mine, especially if they're along the edge of the Gulf Coast or the ocean. They may also incorporate skills of how to harvest from the sea, resources, food sources, etc. Someone that comes from Canada would have additional sources like how to thrive in cold and in deep snow and blizzard conditions and things like that. Their skill set will reflect that. Out on the Great Plains, that person is going to have a different set of skills, because in the past that was called a plainsman, and that was someone that could thrive on the open plains. They knew how to find food sources and fuel sources and water sources in that great vastness of that great vast grassland. And then there's someone who's a desert rat. That's what was commonly called for people who had skills and abilities in the deep desert of thriving in that. So you see what I'm saying is, it's just a term to refer to someone who has a skill set. Now, what is a master woodsman? A master woodsman is someone who has been recognized by their peers as a leader, someone that you want to learn from. They have the skills and abilities beyond the average that you want to listen to them. Like Morris Duchansky, he was absolutely a master woodsman, no doubt in my mind. There are others worthy of that title. And so what I'm going to be doing is compiling a work of, I can't say the total skills because that's wrong. It's what I think, in my experience, are the skills that have the greatest value. That's the thing we're going to compile in, dial in. And so I want you to be able to see and hear this, and maybe give you as a learning tool, skills that you may not have thought went together. That's what I'm going for. I want you to be able to see it and look on to as here's the different type of things. Now, for example, fires. This is just a generic campfire that I built up just to heat up some hot chocolate and for Mrs. Blackie to warm her toes. It's a pretty cool day out here at the lake. And there are absolute value in just a standard campfire, but there are more specific fires for different jobs. And that's something that I want to talk about.